Hello and welcome to Build Your Brand on LinkedIn. Today I'll walk you through best practices in building your brand on LinkedIn.com. I'll show you how to create a compelling profile, introduce you to a few ways you can build your brand beyond your profile, and show you how to network more productively on LinkedIn. Let's get started. The first thing a member does upon receiving an in-mail message from you is click into your profile. As a recruiter, you are the brand ambassador for your company, and having an excellent profile is an important part of that. When a member looks at your profile, what does it say about you? What does it say about your professional brand? You're helping Colleen, a new recruiter on LinkedIn. Your goal is to help her build a profile that will attract top talent. When a member sees this profile, think about their perspective. Will they feel they can trust their career in her hands? Here's Colleen's current profile. Profiles need the right message about professionalism and pride in your work and your overall talent brand, as this builds credibility between you and members who are viewing it. Consider what message this profile is sending. Who is it written for? Recruiters who might want to recruit Colleen, or the candidates and prospects with whom she's trying to communicate? Let's start with a profile picture. Since LinkedIn is a professional network, it's important to present an image that represents your professional self. As a matter of fact, profiles with a picture increase in-mail response rates by up to 7 times. Now we've added a picture. Let's choose a name for Colleen's profile. Using your real name makes your profile both professional and authentic. Also, if you add titles, members on LinkedIn will have a hard time finding you in a search. Great. We've got a name that will help Colleen to be easily found on LinkedIn and in search engines. Now, let's talk about a headline. A headline can differentiate a person from the thousands of other recruiters on LinkedIn. Although you could simply list a job title, you want your profile headline to creatively explain what you do. It's nice to include your personalized professional flair. Okay, we've tailored Colleen's name, picture, and headline. Let's take a look at her custom URL that she can add to email signatures and business cards. A custom URL is a good way to customize a public profile link and maintain consistency between your professional brand and public profile. It can increase your searchability both on LinkedIn and in search engines. Another great way to engage talent is to give them a way to learn more about you and your organization. Notice that Colleen has her work address in the email address field. You want to be sure that your work address is connected to your LinkedIn.com profile to ensure that notifications from LinkedIn Recruiter will go to the right email inbox, and so that prospects and candidates can contact you if you share your contact information when sending an in-mail message. Another way to engage profile visitors is to provide links that will help them learn more about you, your company, and the positions that you have available. You can add up to 3 links on your profile, and you can customize the text so that each link does not read as a URL, as you can see here. In the summary section, consider your target audience. It's important that you build trust by branding yourself as an expert in that industry. Highlight what projects you're working on right now, the skills and personality that are a target fit for the roles you recruit, as well as the value you bring to your organization. It's all about giving the reader confidence that you have an understanding of their marketplace, so they feel comfortable that you can guide them in their next career steps. Adding rich media like photos, videos, or a SlideShare presentation is a great way to show potential candidates more about what it's like to work at your company, or if you're a staffing agency, what it's like to work with you. We've added a slide share presentation to engage those who visit Colleen's profile. Moving down the profile, let's look at experience. Similar to the profile summary, experience should be written in a way that explains what you did in previous positions. It doesn't have to be a point-for-point recap of your work history, as might be found in your resume. Consider writing a succinct summary for each position you've held that highlights your key wins and achievements in that role. Your skills and endorsements work hand in hand as mini recommendations that speak to your skill set. You enter your skills, and then your connections can endorse those skills. You have the option of including yourself in endorsement suggestions to your connections and having notifications sent to you when one of your connections endorses you. You can talk about how proficient you are at matching people with the right roles, but having others say how helpful and effective you've been is even more powerful. Ideally, like Colleen, you'll get recommendations from people you've hired or placed. Now that we've finished building out the core areas of Colleen's profile to ensure she has a strong professional brand, let's see how it looks. The last thing to check when building a profile is the profile strength. This will indicate the strength of your profile and whether or not you still have work to do. In Colleen's case, it looks like you've done a great job. Now that we've talked about how to build a great profile, let's talk about ways to leverage your professional brand across LinkedIn.com. There are several tools you can use to develop your voice on LinkedIn.com. The first thing you'll see when you log into your account is your feed on the home page. The feed, by default, is set to display top updates, which are selected according to relevance based on your activity and connections. You can join groups, follow companies, make new connections, and follow influencers and channels all from the feed. It's the place to discover compelling content and discuss what's trending with millions of professionals worldwide. You can customize the types of articles you see. Ideally, you would choose to see articles relevant to the industry in which you recruit and any that you feel align with your professional development. You can also follow top influencers. A best practice would be to find influencers in the industry that you recruit into so that you can stay up to date on the latest from industry leaders. And finally, you can use your status updates to share posts that you see or from top influencers to become someone worth following in your field. This way, you'll start positioning yourself as someone who is knowledgeable in the industry instead of being a noisemaker who only posts jobs and is then hidden by connections. Then when you do have a job to share, you'll have an interested audience who will be more likely to respond to the posting. When it comes to groups, you can join up to 100, ideally within the industry in which you recruit. Becoming a member of a group is not automatic. You have to ask to join. Once you have been accepted into a group, a best practice is to engage in discussions, as this will help you develop yourself as a thought leader and subject matter expert in that industry. A smart trick is to leverage articles from LinkedIn or posts from top influencers to start a conversation in a group. Take care when sharing jobs in groups and avoid sharing them within a discussion. If you only use groups to post jobs, you will likely be removed from the group as members join groups to engage in conversation, not to feel spammed with jobs. Once you are a member of a group, if the content they post and topics they discuss are not relevant, or you find you have nothing to contribute, you can leave the group. Follow your own company, your competitors, or companies where you are looking to recruit. You will see company news, job posts, people on the move to and from those companies, and lots of other valuable information. Following competitors enhances your consultative conversations with hiring managers or with your clients, as it gives you competitive market intelligence to guide the conversation. Not sure who your competitors are? you can find out a lot from your own company page. Check out the People Also Viewed section to see what other companies talent is looking at when they are looking at your company. Following your competitors is a great way to keep up to date on the landscape of the industry in which you recruit. When you have a strong professional brand, members are more likely to respond to your in-mail messages and also to connect with you when you send a connection request. A best practice is to connect with people with whom you've worked in the past, people you've placed, and with people you've communicated with beyond a simple introduction. When sending a connection request to someone you don't already know, be clear in making a value proposition that is over and above a single job opportunity, as networking is a long-term game and building relationships takes time. When leveraging your professional connections for recruiting or getting referrals, don't expect too much or be too demanding in your request. Also, don't use a connection request when an in-mail is more appropriate. Speaking of in-mail, remember to leverage your first-degree connections for warm introductions when sending in-mail messages to leads and to build trust in new professional relationships. When you like, comment on, or share content, your network will see your interaction, which will keep you top of mind. You may be wondering, when should I share something and when should I just like it? Like when you don't have a comment to add, but felt the content was valuable to you. Share when you feel like an update will add value and will resonate with your connections. And remember, less is more. Shorter messages have higher engagement than longer messages. This is a great way to engage members in a conversation, express interest and thought leadership in the industry, and build relationships. Keep in mind that when you engage with your network, you are informally building a pipeline of talent for future roles. The purpose here is to engage talent and maintain an ongoing conversation. We have talked about how easy it is to like and share information, but you should also know how to control who can view the information you post. You can adjust who can see what from each post individually, or you can choose overarching privacy settings within your public profile settings. Let's take a look at Colleen's public profile settings. This is Colleen's public profile. Here we can see whether or not Colleen has chosen to share her profile with the public and what she has chosen to share. Colleen has chosen to share her LinkedIn profile with the public, but she has not chosen any specific sections to share. Right now, her public profile is a blank slate, but as you click on More Things to Share, you will see them appear here on her profile. You're now ready to build a compelling profile and develop your professional voice beyond your profile on LinkedIn.com. Remember that your professional brand should be an insight into who you are in your career, what you've achieved, and support your future aspirations.